What's up, everybody? It's your girl D. You're watching the Big Apple Cracker. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know that you like me. Okay. So today I want to talk to you guys about the difference between barterability and financial preservation. So when we talk about an SHTF situation, a lot of people tend to kind of cluster the two ideas together. So I just wanted to go over that with you guys. Before we get into it, I have to let you guys know what a crazy day it has been. First of all, the day started out where I was painting something outside. I was staining a piece of furniture, and my arts and crafts, that's what I live for, and I'm staining this piece of furniture, and it ends up that I wasn't wearing a protective mask, so I'm inhaling these fumes, and I'm done doing the first coat, and then when it's time for me to do the second coat, I start feeling kind of something's going on with the back of my throat. I'm doing a whole lot, and I'm what the hell is going on, right? So I drink some water, and I'm still now, and I'm what the hell? So I'm I don't feel right. I'm gonna go upstairs. By the time I get upstairs, the back of my throat is feeling all the way back up here. I feel that it's closing in, and I'm oh my god, I'm gonna die. I can't grab my EpiPen. I stab myself in the leg, and I'm just my chest feels and all of a sudden, I can breathe again. And I'm wow, I did not have to go through that. That was my first time ever using an EpiPen, and thankfully so I have one at hand, and I didn't want to go to the emergency room. I know. Shame, right? Didn't want to go because I'm pretty sure it happened from fumes, from me not wearing a mask, and I didn't think it was going to be a big deal because I was outside. So the moral of the story is wear some type of respirator when you're staying in furniture, even if it's outside. But whatever, I didn't die, still here I am. And yeah, back to the story. I lived, and now we're going to be talking about wealth preservation and barterability. So the key difference to remember between the two is when you think of your barterability, these are items that you have stockpiled or can create or make more of in order to be able to swap things with people during a societal collapse. Okay? Why would there be a societal collapse? Am I gloom and doom? No, when you think about Venezuela, when you think about even Russia after sanctions, that is pretty much a societal collapse. You're pretty much grabbing on to anything you can, right? So if you have a chicken that lays eggs, now you have this barter ability that you can create more eggs and use that to barter with somebody else that maybe has nails that you can use to build a garden bed or something, a raised garden bed, so that's what you should be thinking about when you think about barter ability. Now, when it comes to financial preservation, this is where a lot of people jumble the two. Financial preservation is during a societal collapse. Oftentimes people will run to the ATM and try to pull out as much fiat currency as they can, or buy what they can while things are still while the money is still worth something before the government collapses. And that's what happens when the government is collapsing. If you had silver and gold, and you were stockpiling these items or collecting them over a course of time, and that situation played out, such as in Russia, or let's just take Russia for example. Right now your ruble is worth nothing when that first happened, and you could have taken your gold and silver and you could transfer it into a different foreign currency, and you can retain your wealth preservation. This is why we try to get as much silver and gold, acquire as much silver and gold as we possibly can. Now, when you think about bartering and financial preservation, sometimes it might cross your mind, maybe someone who hasn't prepped, maybe someone who hasn't thought of these ideas, they're thinking that if a societal collapse happens, that they could just take a necklace and go trade it for a loaf of bread. But how sustainable is that? First of all, you don't know what that necklace is really worth, because it's probably worth a lot more than the loaf of bread, but you really need the loaf of bread to survive for the next few days. So you're gonna go and do it. But in the long run, you're gonna run out of things of value, of precious metals. So that's why I say you need items to have ready on hand to barter, and you need your precious metals separate from that to retain your financial preservation during the societal collapse. What is fiat currency? Fiat money is all money that is made by the government. So anything the government says is worth something of value, that's what fiat currency is. In 1971, President Nixon took us off the gold standard, which means that prior to 1971, every dollar was equal to some type of gold in our national reserve. So now we are off that amount. He took us off the standard in order to curb inflation, because what was happening was, since we are the world's reserve currency, countries from other countries that had our dollars were trying to cash in and get gold. So he took us off of that standard and said no more. But what happens is, after that, we're just now printing money and stimulus and this and that. So it's insane, because at any moment, like, everything can come crashing down. That's why you need to have silver and gold. When it comes to having silver and gold, so a lot of preppers, they try to stockpile junk silver. What is junk silver? Junk silver is any coin, quarters and dimes that were made prior to 1965 that have 90% silver in them. So this is junk silver. Unfortunately, I don't have any to show you today, but this is what preppers try to do. They try to get the silver at the cheapest price. What is the difference between silver and gold? Okay, I'm so glad you asked it. So, gold is primarily used for jewelry, right? So every bit of gold ever made will get recycled some way. It can get melted down and it will be used in jewelry. And silver is primarily used for technology. It's used for your electric cars. It's used for green energy. It's used for computer chips, like things of that nature. So silver can end up getting thrown out in the trash a lot of times. So it's crazy, because silver will increase in value over the course of time. In the year 2030, all the silver we have in the world will likely be mined out of the ground. And as a result, any new types of like game systems that come out, any new type of phones, any new type of vehicles that are electric, they're going to need that silver. That would be the difference between silver and gold. It's a hot commodity. Now, when it comes to what you should buy for wealth preservation, you want to get the most amount of silver for the cheapest price. Okay, so we're looking at silver eagles. Okay, this is a silver eagle, in case you've never seen one. It's the most recognizable coin in the world. I have it in this capsule. However, you don't need to put it in a capsule, because even if it gets dented or scratched, it will still retain its value. But I like to have my stuff crisp and nice, so I do keep it in a capsule. And some other things that I want to show you: Sunshine Mint and Silvertown Mint. These are some minting companies. Silver, these are 1 ounce coins, and these are probably as cheap as you can get 1 ounce silver. Sometimes the silver eagles do have a slight premium, but they are, like I said, the most recognizable coin in the world. You can go to a silver shop and trade them in and get what you need to get with them. So you want, when you first start your silver stacking journey, you want to stay away from anything that's collectible, anything that's colorized, anything that you have to pay a premium for. You want my throat is killing me, you guys. Anyway, so you want to get your silver as close to the spot price as possible. So for example, you have to end up paying a small premium, which is the dealer's price, because the dealer has to make some money off your silver when they sell it to you, or when you try to sell it back. So this is the reason why you don't want to get collectible silver in the beginning. I'm going to show you some examples of collectible silver, which would be anything in a case. This is like some King Kong coin that I picked up a while ago, but anything that comes in a fancy case like this, anything like this is a Coca-Cola bottle cap from Sri Lanka, and that's a collectible silver coin. And this is Lisa Parker coin as well, pretty rare. And they come with like a certificate. So this is colorized silver. You want to stay away from getting stuff like that in the beginning, because like I said, you need to get the most ounces for the lowest price in the beginning. You also, so that is silver. Now, as for gold, you can get these very small amounts of like gold pieces. This is 1/100th of a troy ounce of gold, and you would be able to barter that for something, because it's not like a super, it's not like a 1 ounce gold coin which is like worth over $2,000, and you don't want to trade that for a piece of bread in a SHTF situation. So when it comes to everyday like bartering, if that's all you have, you want to make sure that you have smaller denominations and not like some big thick bricks of silver or anything like that. So this is the one thing that I am going to recommend that you guys pick up and on your prepping journey. You definitely want to pick up gold backs. So these are actually considered legal tender in the state of Nevada, in the state of Utah, and in the state of New Hampshire. And the great thing about these guys is that, I'm holding them upside down. The great thing about these guys is that you can actually trade them for goods in those states, in certain places. And they do come in different denominations, and this is something that they're actually made out of pure gold. So you can literally melt this down and turn it into something. So it is gold backed by gold. See, the fiat system, a green dollar isn't backed by anything. It's just backed by the government's word saying that it's worth something. But if the government collapses, it's not worth anything. Now, if the government were to collapse and you're holding these guys, well, you still have something that's worth something, because this is gold and your green dollars are toilet paper. So you guys definitely need to understand the difference when you start your preparedness journey. You want to definitely get some gold backs going on. Like I said, if everything goes to poop, you can always transfer this into foreign currency. It can be melted down because it is actual gold, and you can still have your money happening in another currency someplace else. And if you needed to get some bread or something for your kids, you can literally pay with these guys in a government collapse. So that is what I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.